Okay, and we are recording. So what I wanted to do today was to look at different ways that we could add a screen room to a deck that we've already designed, or just add it to a project that we are designing. So a lot of people in Manitoba, which is where I'm from, ask for screen rooms for their deck, and obviously we have a lot of mosquitoes here for the people who are from here, and screen rooms are a great way to get away from the insects, and they're also a place to keep cool in the summer when it's really hot too, to have some shade. So let's get right into it. I just wanted to quickly show you guys the information on where to reach us. Before we start, let me just do this. So you can find us on our website, www.bluechipdecks.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. And yeah, just get in touch with us there. So moving on to sharing my screen, I'm going to just click to the screen share here. So I already have this deck pre-designed, and these clients actually want me to put a screen room on their deck. So this is a deck that's already been sold. Everything's ready to go for it. They actually opted to put in a row of supports into the deck already for a future screen room, but now they've asked me to just maybe add the screen room as part of the quote, because they might just go for it this year just because they want to get it all done. So let's get to it right now. I'm going to just get rid of some of these numbers here just so it's not as confusing, even though we can use those later. So, and I did have partly the screen room built actually before this, but I wanted to do a video on it, so I decided to redo it. So anyway, we have our deck. So a few things we're going to need before we do our screen room. I can design it, but for anyone who's going to need who's going to want to do a screen room in Winnipeg and Manitoba, so pretty much the rules in Winnipeg apply to most places in Manitoba. If it's a screen room that's over 108 square feet, you're going to need a permit for the screen room, which can be a part of your deck permit, but you're also going to need engineering, and that means it's going to need a drawing stamped by an engineer, and it's going to have to be drafted as well by a drafter. So it's a bit of a complicated process, but generally an engineering firm will have plans, or a drafter who can draft up the plans, and then the engineer will stamp it. So with us, you can actually get your plans drafted with us at Blue Chip Decks. You can just go to our website, and there are construction plans options to purchase, and we can also get it engineered by our engineer as well. So if you want us to engineer it, that's a service available to you guys, but otherwise you would have to go to an engineer that you either know, or you would have to source one and get the plans engineered and then given to someone who can build them. A lot of times I have people ask me about engineering plans, or to just quote a screen room, which is a bit of a problem. So I can give you rough numbers, but the reality is the engineer has the final say in what has to be done. So like, for example, in this house here, there's going to be a connection point that has to happen at the house, and then postings are going to come down onto the deck. Well, the engineer is going to have the final say in what needs to be done there. So you got to make sure you know what is happening before you can really give numbers, or you're just kind of giving, like, you can give rough numbers, but a lot of times people want firm concrete numbers, and they don't want to spend money on an engineer, which does cost to get an engineer stamp before they get a quote. So it's a little bit of a difficult process, but if people are serious, generally screen rooms cost kind of starting at the $18,000 to $20,000 range. Well, actually more like $16,000 to $20,000 range, depending on what you're getting. But yeah, so we'll just get into it now, because I don't want to use up all of our time just talking. So I'm going to move our privacy screen over, and we're going to shorten it to about 6 feet is what I think I wanted it. Yeah, because I think I wanted this, if I remember these numbers, I think I wanted the screen room to be 10 feet. Yeah, so 10 feet, and then over here we're looking at 14 feet. Okay, so what we're going to do is I actually have some posts already made, but I'm going to make a post here for you guys to understand how to do it for people who want to use the program. So I'm going to just make some posts. You can actually just use a house tool in here and build a house, but it just doesn't look as nice when you do it that way. So Just to kind of go through the whole motions of this, I'm going to just build it from kind of scratch and do kind of a real post and beam construction style. So I'm going to put my posts in place like this. I'm going to just build these two at first, and then I'm going to show you guys how I kind of piece it all together. So this is going to go right here because I'm going to hide that inside that post. So these two here are going to be the posts for the outer side of the house. And let's go like this. So we're going to build these up. And this is the starting point. And I've also got to pull my roof in too, so let's get my roof going. So I actually use the house tool to do my roof. So I'm going to go like this, just lock into this 14-foot point, and then here, and then we're going to go to 10 feet. Exactly. There we go. 10 feet. And I'm going to shrink this line. Awesome. Okay, so now obviously we have a house in the way, which is not what we want. So I'm going to remove my wall height. I'm going to change the pitch of the roof. First I'm going to bring this up. Then I'm going to change the pitch of the roof. So bam, bam, bam. No, wrong bam. Different bam. There we go. This is what I want. And then we're going to just change our angle. Okay. So in the actual house, they have some lights kind of right above the door here. So you can see the door and you can see my cursor. There's a light there. So I got to go a little bit higher. And when you're doing this, you have to understand that this roof line has to actually tie into the floor framing of the second story of the house. So you can't just put this connection point anywhere unless you know where the studs are, or you have a kind of an engineered plan or a plan of where it's going to go. So, oh, that was the wrong button. So if you know where the second floor, you know, rim joist is, then you can just tie right into that. And you'll have to figure that out to get the plans done. So anyway, I'm going to put these two in place to give you guys an idea of what this is going to look like. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this screen room. I'm going to do a cedar screen room. And I'm going to just change these posts to give you an idea. And then I have the rest of the posts already made. So to save us some time, and so I don't spend this whole evening building posts, so you can see already where the roof is going and how the posts are coming together already pretty quickly. So I have these already put together. Let's just grab this right here. And I'm going to overlay these posts onto the post that I have already, just to give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to deselect my snap points, and then I'm going to just pull these in like this. And it's going to be a little bit out, but it's going to save me a whole bunch of time and kind of messing around with figuring out exactly where every post goes. So look at that, perfect. And this is just for visual purposes, really. The 3D, we do use them for just to give some preliminary plans for people. Like the top-down view is pretty accurate, but the 3D view is, you know, it's really just to show people, to give our clients a really good idea of what they're going to be getting. But like not every notch is, you know, totally perfect, as you can see there. But I do try and make them actually pretty perfect considering. Okay, I'm going to just select all you. All right, we're going to move this over here. Okay, so I'm just moving my bottom plates in. So the bottom plates are these lower members here. The posts will actually sit on top of these, and these will be bolted to the ground. So what you'll need in for a structure like this one, and why you'll need the engineering is, well, there's a few reasons. First of all, it's the roof load, especially here in Canada. There's gonna be snow load and stuff they're gonna have to calculate. And let's see, I'm gonna just raise you up here. Doing like talking and doing this at the same time is kind of hard. So let's just move you back. There we go. And this slope of this roof is too crazy. I'm gonna just lighten this up a bit. Okay, just a little bit of fix up here. Just gonna fix you. I'm gonna fix you. Okay. And you too. You deserve a little bit of TLC. Okay. So that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do next is we are going to talk about just a few things about the engineering and why you need to have it done. So there's a few things you're going to have to calculate. You're going to have to calculate the load of the roof and how much snow load is going to be required, and just the load in general of the roof and the span of the rafters. So the rafters are going to be from underneath the roof. It's kind of hard to see, but if I was to just kind of point my cursor here, they'd be running kind of, you know, along the long side of the roof, and will run onto this beam right here. And this beam would actually carry through, to be totally honest. This would actually carry through, but I have a door coming in here, so I didn't need to put it in there for this just visualization purpose. And up here, this beam is for just really just for our window frame, and these bottom plates are just a place to bolt the posts to. But it also is kind of a place where we're going to put another structural member, which is this will need a load calculation as well. I'm going to do this in a color so we can see. I usually do beams in blue, so we'll just do it in blue. So they'll be actually underneath this. So we normally do a beam kind of at the end of the deck, like here, with piles. So there's going to be another one needed right here. And if we were going to do piles, just do a rough pile layout, just for visualization purposes again. Educational purposes, I should say. Both. So we would put piles. You know, this is just, you know, I'm just kind of guessing here, but something like this. Like that. And then there'd be the piles for the end of the deck as well. So this would be kind of what you could expect for a layout plan that the engineer would provide. But obviously the engineer has the final say. We would just supply the drafting plan, which would be how we would want to build it, and the engineer would make decisions on what to do, like what to change, because we have actually worked with him for quite some time now, and he will then approve it or kind of give us revisions. And after that's done, pretty much we're good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna just I gotta build a quick house here just so I can support my door. This program needs to support a door, it needs a house wall, so I'm gonna just quickly throw one in here. Just do some cedar siding. There we go. And so now I'm going to just toss in my door, which will be a screen door. And we'll keep it, we're going to turn it black, I think. So I'm not going to throw windows in this because the idea is that I wanted to give the clients an idea of what to look for, what they will be able to, like, because I can't really reproduce nice windows with a full house, so I kind of gonna leave the windows open. But I'll show you a quick video of the kind of windows we use. So so you guys have an idea of what we'd be putting in. So now I'm just editing the the components of a door, the color of the object. So now it's kind of like it's not really black, but it's kind of like a dark, it's called commercial brown, to be honest. But okay, so this is the screen room. It's totally designed now. What we're gonna do for the windows though is we're going to I'm gonna pull up just a quick let's see here, a video on, let's see here, on what kind of windows we like to use. Just so you guys have an idea. So we use a window called Weatherwall window. Weatherwall windows. So it's a fully collapsible window, and you'll be able to see it right here in this demonstration. So they fully stack. They fully stack all the way at the bottom. They can fully stack all the way at the top. They can come out, and behind this window is actually a screen. So these aren't glass either. They're actually a clear PVC vinyl that can be pushed in and out. So even if you push it or hit something with it, it's just going to kind of bounce in and out. It's actually a really great product, and they install super easy. And this is an actual door that's made by the same company. So as you can see, he's taking it out, and he can slide the window back in for cleaning really quickly. It's a fabulous system. Only disadvantage of this is it usually takes about 10 to almost 10 to 12 weeks for them to come in, because it's a fully custom window. So anyway, that's the windows that will be going in here. So in terms of designing a screen room for this program, this is the best that you're gonna really get in terms of design. I could have plopped a house in there, but it just kind of looks like a giant blob. With this, I can at least kind of give people an idea of real window sizing and something that actually looks good. So if I take a look at this, I think that this looks like a pretty nice project for these people. We're going to go into the full walkthrough mode quickly, and just it's going to get laggy, but it's let's just see if we can make it work. It's too laggy, I think. So I'm going to just get out of that. But anyway, so that's building a screen room. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. If you want information on a screen room or on designs, just contact me. I'm Calvin. Go to www.bluechipdecks.com, or you could also go to our Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube channel and send me a message there. Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. Have a nice day.